Hello, this is Introducing Herbal Medicine course, video 5, part 2, entitled The Gut and Immunity. Our defences against pathogens coming into the body in our food are first of all gut reflexes. This is vomiting and diarrhea. Then there's stomach acid. The acidity is very strong. It kills most organisms that are swallowed. Then there are digestive enzymes, and these not only digest our food but can destroy some pathogens. And not to be overlooked is the mucus layer from mucosal cells along the entire gut. The inside of the gut, the epithelial layer, is covered with mucus, and this acts as a natural barrier for the entry of pathogens. And finally, but very importantly, is the immune system itself. So looking at the immune system, 70% of the body's immune system is in the gut. It's called gut-associated lymphoid tissue, or GALT for short. It is found throughout the gut, right from the tonsils, adenoids, appendix, and Peyer's patches, which I'll mention in a moment. Throughout the body, secretory IgA is produced, immunoglobulin A, and this has important function of binding toxic substances and pathogens and stop them sticking to the gut wall. It also helps to maintain a healthy balance of the microbiome. A healthy, well-balanced microbiome is protective itself. It produces antibodies, and it's also metabolic, nutritive, and supports the body's immune system via crosstalk with some of the immune cells of the body. Evidence points to dysbiosis being linked to dysregulation of the immune system, which can lead to autoimmune conditions. So we see here in the gut changes in the balance or introduction of certain species of bacteria, like Klebsiella, for example, a pathogenic species, can lead to dysbiosis, and this can cause autoimmune conditions like psoriasis. The best way to maintain a healthy microbiome is to eat a range of whole foods, mainly from plant sources. So fruit, vegetables, legumes, seeds and beans, and whole grains in general are really helpful. Here I'm showing a diagram of the mucosa of the small intestine, and with the pointer indicating the villi, which are projections all along the small intestine, which project into the intestine, into the lumen, where the gut contents are. As you get towards the end of the small intestine, you see these dome-shaped structures, which are called Peyer's patches, and they are characterized by having an M cell, a microfold cell in their center, and then underneath is tissue which is related to the immune system, lymphoid tissue. So Peyer's patches themselves are very important. As I mentioned, they are near the end of the small intestine. They have these cells, and their job is to continuously sample the gut content for antigens. These are tiny bits of microorganisms to try and identify any that are pathogenic. The M cells will transfer these bits or antigens to underlying lymphoid tissue for analysis, first by white blood cells called macrophages. The macrophages will investigate whether it's necessary to go on, but they can send signals to cells to make more IgA in the gut lining. But they can also send further signals to lymphocytes underneath the Peyer's patches, and lymphocytes are capable of producing antibodies to specific organisms if necessary. These will then produce antibodies which go around the entire body to prevent any infection spreading. In summary, there are several lines of gut defenses against invasion by pathogens, including the acidity in the stomach. 70% of the immune system of the body is actually in the gut. Immunoglobulin A, or IgA, helps to neutralise toxins and pathogens throughout the gut, so that's important. If dysbiosis does happen, wrong bacteria upsets the gut microbiome, there can be a risk of autoimmune conditions. A diet high in plant foods helps to maintain a healthy microbiome. And Peyer's patches in the small intestine continually monitor the gut content and alert the body's immune system to pathogens so that antibodies can be produced if necessary. So that, in a nutshell, is an overview of the body's defences, and a hugely important area because this is the major entry for pathogens into the body. So once again, thank you very much for listening.